Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again. Today's going to be our third and last video with Yamato for a while. Again, us playing the Yamato Wano Country package instead of Fortress Bill or Sky Island package. Over the last 2 days, we have covered this deck, so if this is your first video of Yamato, make sure to check those out below, right? So that you get an idea of how I play this deck. Today's matchups are going to mostly be against other green decks. We have 2 games against Green Black Uta. And then we have, no, Uta, Perona. I always confuse the two sometimes. And then 2 games against Arlong. So just continue to see a lot of these green matchups, which is kind of crazy because I felt like green was like non-existent in OP05. And all of a sudden we have all these green players again because of how many green support we got between Yamato, between the Perona, between the Green Uta, etc. Right? So anyways, I hope that you enjoy those games today. If you do, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post One Piece videos every single day. Enjoy the games, and I'll see you all later. In this match, we're going against Perona. If I go second and letting the opponent get to their Dofi first. Sorry, if I go first, I'll go second. Do we keep this hand? I'll keep it. I probably want to look for the Nami, to be honest, but I don't mind potential of Nami being on my life. We can play this Okiku once we get the opponent down to 3 life. And we can play here on curve. I guess if we're going to do that, we're only going to be attacking for 5, which the opponent can easily just block with 1k power. The other option is that we can play Hyyori to get the Okiku back to our life. I guess we can also now do it with... yeah, now we can always just do it with the other stuff, right? So I guess we'll end the turn here. Let the opponent attack me. Because the idea is going to be that this Okiku is going to give us a lot of pressure into the opponent. Because the opponent's going to have a hard time dealing with Okiku. Cool. Now the opponent has 2 Dawn here. They can play brand new. Then they're going to have... Oh, okay. Okay, so the Rosinante blocker kind of changes things because now the opponent can defend against my attacks, right? I guess we force the block out of them then. We should definitely force this block out of them. Either that or force 2 cards. Yep, there's the block. Question is it Momo time here or do we just go Hyyori? I think I like the Momo first. We know that this is gonna die no matter what. We could go another Momo. Or we could play the Izou. Just have the 2k counter available. I actually am gonna grab the 2k counter just because I feel like my hand is very non-counter right now between the events, the Okiku, the Zoro, and we're trying to play this Hyyori out, right? So I feel like having this counter might actually be worth it. Now, if the opponent plays another blocker here, then they keep slowing us down on this Okiku finding value. And they will find another blocker. So, at this point, we still probably do the same thing, right? We go 7. Yeah, we'll go like this. We'll just force the opponent to give me the blockers. They took it. Alright, so since they took it, this is easy because we can use this action. Let's take the top and we'll put this Okiku on the top. So now we know that our Okiku is enabled. Their blockers are not going to matter later on when we have this Hody Jones. We can also go ahead and drop this Zoro at one point. That's one way to play around Dofi, right? So one way to play around Dofi is just have this Zoro that the opponent cannot... Yeah, so there you go. They have the Dofi. They can't do anything with the Dofi on this Zoro. So they got the Edge Drake. If you attack into me, you know I'm just going to have a Kiku coming down. We both know that. Okay. I guess we're going to just have a Kiku coming down. Just have an additional attacker. I'm cool with that. So we know they have a Dofi and we know they have an Edge Drake, which is at 1k. Now, maybe the opponent wanted to rest it and then be able to go for Sabo. They're gonna be at 8 nets then. We're gonna be at... No, sorry. They're gonna be at 9 next turn. We're gonna be at 8 this turn. The Nami is cute, but not just yet, right? We do need to make sure that we don't get into a situation where we just lose the game. We don't have the 5 drop. We can force him to block here by attacking for 9. We can play the Momo. Attack this girl as well. Attack again. Sure. Let's go here. So let's go for 9. It's gonna be 3 cards or the block. I'm down with either one that you want to give me. It's a tough situation because we saw them take it last turn, which ended up punishing them. They're gonna block it this time, but they're gonna give me the counters anyways. So we can go here, use this Momo, find ourselves. I guess we're gonna have to go for this, right? I don't think I want the Okiku. We can give 1 here. Force the opponent to give me another 1k. Okay. And now we can go like this and give it another done. And this is going to be 9. There's going to be 2 more 2ks. Are you going to give me 2 more 2ks? Okay, they're not. Right. Cool. I figured they wouldn't. So at 9, opponent could play Gecko if they have a second one. We know they have another Dolphin in their hand. They could play Gecko, but they don't have any 4-drop that they want to bring. They do have that Edge Drake that they haven't shown us, so they can just Edge Drake KO any of these units. Yeah, this is an easy KO here, though, obviously. I definitely want to develop this Zoro next turn, because I feel like if I develop Zoro, I'm just setting myself up to win. Especially helps if the opponent does no life to me right now. If the opponent does no damage to me, then I'm chilling. Because again, we can play Zoro, and the Zoro cannot be stopped by the opponent's... Okay, so yeah, so here we actually should defend this. So I'm gonna give them the 1k, I'm gonna give them the Neko, which they saw me have. They can play Edge Drake, right? And they give me an extra life, and they play Ryuma. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4 attackers, right? It's just gonna be all about this Zoro, because what we're gonna do is that we're gonna force the opponent to give me another 2k here. They're just gonna take it like a madman, and then we just play Zoro, and then we just win the game next time. So there's no way for the opponent to, unless the opponent finds the way to get rid of the Zoro, they will have to have Ice Age if they're playing Ice Age for whatever reason, like Ice Age, rest it with Perona, and then have a Ryuma or an Edge Drake to kill it. But any blockers that they summon get killed, they get rested by Hody Jones, and we just have like this is the combo, right? This is the combo right here. Having enough done to be able to play Hody Jones and still go for... I think opponent's just going to go for Lito, by the way. They have 6. So they can go for 8 again. We know that we can go down to 0 life and still win this game. Like, we know we can go down to 0 life and still win this game because we're going to take that last life with Hody next turn anyways. Like, I'm down to just take it. Because opponent has 6 down left. Even if they go 5 and then go 9 here, we have 2k, 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 1k, 1k, right? That's why I didn't play this as a trigger, because I wanted to have everything. And then next turn, when we are 0 life, the combo is amazing. You just play Hody Jones, rest any blockers. Not that the opponent had any, but we just play Hody Jones, rest any blocker, attack for 5, and attack for 9 3 times. If the opponent would have just... Like, opponent didn't have blockers, right? So Hody Jones will be if they have blockers. If they don't have blockers, then it's even easier because I can just put the down on the Zoro and attack for, I don't know, 11 3 times, and the opponent has no life. Unfortunately for the opponent, it seems like they had just no counters, right? So they saw 2 Geckos, 2 Dolphin in their hands, had another set of them in their discard, and just didn't have the counters to be able to counter out of these double attacks that we just kept doing into their life. So, unfortunate drops for them. Nice setup here for us. So in this match, we're going against Perona. I will go second just to slow down their Dolphin turns. Okiku's not bad. I feel like I want to mulligan this though. Nami's? in combination with the Hyyori to put them to my life? That doesn't sound bad to me. Sure. I'm not gonna do that now because the opponent has no units on the field that we want to KO. So we can attack them, get them down to 2 life, and once they are 2 life, we'll start having our triggers. Honestly, I'm gonna counter this early, just in case that there is an Okiku or a Neko. Okay, opponent decides to have their blocker, so what we're gonna do here is that we're just gonna force them to block it. So we're gonna force them to block it here. They gave me a Perona. Alright, so this is what I'm gonna do then, right? We're gonna just put this on the top. So that when the opponent attacks, if the opponent attacks into my life, which I don't think they will, I think they're just gonna attack into the Hyyori. We have this Nami to get rid of that Rocinante. Okay. Which one do we value more? Getting rid of the X-Drake or getting rid of the Rocinante? I think we get rid of the X-Drake. Just get rid of their big unit, right? And we're probably just gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go for 7. This time, opponent has to definitely block. There's no way they're gonna give me 2 cards from their hand. Yeah, so this time they have to block, right? And then we can go here. And we're gonna search. I guess I'll grab the Momo, right? And then we can go Hyyori, use the card action, let's take the top card, and we'll just put the Nami back up there. I probably could have kept the Nami at this point, to be honest. Opponent has nothing that we like. Keeping the Nami would have been better. Yeah, actually I probably kept the Nami. I guess we can just bounce this Hyyori back to our life, right? You have to kill this Momo. There's no way. I don't agree with that. I guess you have a... Okay, you have a Ryuma. That's cool. So, I think we just go like this. Okay. Here's the problem. That doesn't leave me enough down to do anything else. So maybe we just go for 8 and just play this Momo. But then the opponent could potentially get the blockers next turn. Do we need to play this Momo right now? Or do I just want to go for this Nami and get rid of their hand size? I kinda... Do we get rid of their hand size? Or their board here? Or do we play the blocker? And get another life as well? I guess we can actually just... We can go for it that way. We can take it slow here. Let's go for 8. Let's take it slow. We'll wait until we have 10 down to be able to do that play. We'll put this in the bottom and we'll pass. We'll have this blocker. Opponent can play their Moira here. But that doesn't really get them anything. I guess it gets them the blocker and the brand new. If they don't play any blockers here, I'm happy. Yeah, we can go like this and get rid of one of the Hody Jones. Now we have another double attack unit. If you try to rest it, you're gonna have to have a Ryuma or an X-Drake to follow up with. Because I can just save it. The problem here is gonna be Doflamingo, right? You have to attack for more here. I can give them the double 2K. I could give them the double 2K. This is not really doing a lot though right now. Let's go for it. Let's force him to use the Ryuma on it. Let's force him to use the Ryuma. Okay, it's gonna be Borsalino. So the Borsalino is annoying because obviously the Borsalino means that the opponent can just block my Onami shenanigans. If I attack this, the opponent just gets to kill it. So I think obviously the obvious play here is gonna be we just go for we cannot play the second blocker, but we can just go for double attack into their life, right? 9. Yeah, we go 9. That's gonna force 3 cards from the opponent. Let's play around the Dofi by not attacking with the Momos, right? We can attack with the Cracker. Okay. Now, if I attack this Ryuma with the Cracker, then the opponent can just kill it. If they don't kill it, then I'm just chilling. I think I like going like this. Let's force them to give me a card from their hand. They will. And they will play the second one here and just pass. Even if the opponent has Dofi here, we still have 2 attackers. And Hody Jones gives me the third one. And if the opponent plays their Dofi, then that means... Okay, so this is what they're trying to do. By doing it like this, they're making it so that when they play Dofi, they'll be able to... they'll be able to rest my Momo, right? So they go for Dofi. They have 4 cards and 2 more here. We play Hody Jones. That's 8. We can put 1 down here, attack for 7. Have 2 more done, attack for 8. Have 2 more done, attack for 10. Is that enough for us to win? Probably not, right? So I think we just say no blockers and just counter here. Now a second Dofi will be a punish. Oh, okay, well, if you go like this, I just say okay. So, it's making their Dofi not have a lot of value, right? That's the whole game plan. So they go Sur. Okay, so they're just going to try to kill my Momo. That's a 2k that you just gave me, though. That's a 2k. And if you don't have any... Even if you have blockers... Yeah. The opponent just had the Dofi. I guess they just completely messed up here. I wish I had that Zoro last turn. If we had Zoro last turn, we could have played Zoro and just completely ignore any Dofi threat. Opponent must have thought they had a way to... I guess they thought that they could play Dofi after resting this and rest both units. They just miscounted their gun. So that's why I didn't block with that Momo when the opponent attacked for 5. Because it would have meant that the opponent had 3 targets to rest with the Dofi, and they could have just attacked with the Ryuma. And then they had another Dofi to follow up on the turn after, and had a third one as well, so GG's. In this match, we're going against Arlong. I like the Nami a lot. I'm going to keep this in. So the reason I like the Nami a lot is because the opponent's relying on these trigger cards, right? So by having the Nami, we can make it so that the opponent doesn't get these triggers. We can keep the Okiku, because what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put the Okiku to my life with the Hyyori, so that we can just play the Okiku from trigger. We can also play here with the Mihawk, either way. Kind of works for us. I think I prefer to do it like this, right? So I think we're going to let the opponent attack here. They messed up their down count, right? They needed to attack for 6, and... Okay, no, it's because they have the Sanji. So here we're going to go for 7. Force the opponent to give me 2 cards. If they go down to 2 life here, okay, they are going to give me the 2 cards, right? And I guess we'll just pass. That's always the risk about doing it this way. Then the opponent can just pass and do whatever. We could still play the Hyyori now. Yeah, we can still play the Hyyori now, right? And yeah, we'll put this back to our life. Just to set up for our Momonosuke to be able to come down and put it back to our life. So the opponent's going to go here. This is going to be a bigger attack. I guess the opponent's going to attack for 7 here, right? We'll use this trigger. Let's put ourselves at low life than the opponent so that we can have 2 double attack units. So we'll have 2 double attack units, right? And that's kind of what we're looking for. This one is going to be even bigger because of the 1k. And so we have 6 down, so we can put the Nami here. We can attack for 5 here, put the Nami here, and just do whatever we want. Okay, I guess they're going to stop me from being able to attack with Yamato. Sure. Let's just slap this now. It's not a great Amaru, but I think I'm going to just use it now. Keep myself healthy enough. Because again, the game plan here is going to be simple. We're going to give this the Nami. And then we're gonna go ahead and take it up to 9. Sorry, to 10. And the opponent has to have double 2k counters, which they don't, so they lose their value. And we just pass. So that trigger that the opponent put with their Sanji didn't matter. And the other one was also another trigger, a Kurobi. Now, if we can get another Nami, we'd be in a decent spot. Otherwise, we just put the Hyyori back to our life to get ourselves alive with the Momo and get ourselves a blocker. You definitely want to kill this guy. I can tell you that much. Yeah, you definitely want to kill him. So that's cool. They get to swap their life here. So they got some value from the Sanji again, but we can kill the Sanji with the Nami. We go to 8. We go to 8. What are we doing with 8? I do have to be careful not to just die, by the way. Okay, opponent goes for the Sanji, so I guess we're not... Let's attack here first. Let the opponent give me a card. Probably not gonna attack into their life, to be honest. I'm thinking I'm not gonna attack into their life. We could have... So we can go for 6 here. I want to play this Momo. Yeah, I'm not gonna attack into their life. Force them to give me the cards that they want. We'll put this on the top. We'll play Momo here. Search with Momo. Find ourselves. I guess it has to be the Izou, right? That's the only card that I can draw from this. So we still at 2 life. Now the opponent has Hody Jones. It's gonna make it kind of hard for us to do anything. If the opponent finds another Arlong, that's gonna be annoying as well. We don't have a card. I guess we can play the Izou. I was gonna say we don't have a card. Ooh, what if they just play Zoro? What if this is straight up just a Zoro? Could just be a Zoro. Yeah, straight up just a Zoro. We can get the Izou back to our life, right? With the second Momo. The other option is that we can play Hody Jones. What are we doing? Izou, put the Izou back to our life with the Momo. That leaves me 2 done. We can kill their Sanji and potentially kill their Arlong. And then the opponent can still do whatever. I probably need to just kill them, right? Like, I don't think I'm beating this Arlong, right? I don't think I'm beating this Zoro. Even if I get all this life. I guess it's possible that I could. Yeah, let's go here first. We'll attack it for 7. See what the opponent does. I'm gonna have to just rest this blocker. I'm gonna have to just rest this blocker because I need to kill this Arlong. If the opponent gives me 2 cards here, it sets me up for next turn. And then we'll go like this and put this to the top, I guess, or the bottom. I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's put it in the bottom. I want to see what that trigger is first. So the opponent has 3 big attacks here that we can knock counter out of them. We can go... Yeah, we can knock counter out of those 3 attacks. That's 3 down. The opponent gets left with 7. So they can go to 12. I should have actually put the Izou on the second life. I guess we have a blocker, so the opponent also has to deal with this blocker. So I'm not dying. What? Absolutely. Wait a second. Wait a second. You cannot kill this now? Wait a second. You're down to 3 cards. We still have 3 attackers. One of them is a double attack attacker. I want to see what's on that life. If I can get a trigger here, I'm so good. Interesting that the opponent went for it that way. It wasn't a trigger. I'm gonna have to give them 1 blocker. I guess that's not true. Opponent wants to kill these Momos. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give them one blocker, right? I'm gonna have to let them... I want to keep this Momo alive. Yeah, see, they have to go for the Momos, right? They have to go for the Momos, and that's what they went for. So, it's gonna depend on whatever triggers the opponent has. So it's gonna depend on whatever triggers the opponent has here. Oh man, this is rough. If we play Hody Jones, we have to attack for at least 9. 9, and then what? That's gonna be 12. Because we can get the... If we had an Amaru, I feel much better about this. I have to go for the 9. 9, and then 12. And hope for the best. We can also kill that Zoro. No, but we have 1 life, right? Yeah, if you have 2K counters and a 1K, you get there. I'm gonna say that you're not gonna get a trigger. I'm gonna say that you don't have 2Ks and a 1K in your hand. So 2Ks and a 1K gets them there. The 0 mana event. The problem is the triggers. Do you hit a Sanji trigger or a Beige? They don't hit it. So then we just go like this. I wish I had a Amaru. Amaru would be so much more guaranteed. So 12. So 7, 9, 11. 4 2Ks gets them there. 3 2Ks and 2 1Ks get them there. 0 mana event is plus 3K. So that's 2. Okay. So yeah. So they had another Zoro and an Okiku. So GG's. Oh, that was close. That was very, very close. This extra lives from the Momos completely saved me, right? Because I was able to just tank this Zoro attacks while also having a blocker and don't have any issue. If the opponent had Hody Jones, I would have been in a lot more trouble, because then the opponent would have had 3 9K attacks, an 8K attack, and a 5K attack. I guess I had 3 live, so I could have always blocked the Hody Jones with my 2K counters. But yeah, GG's. In this match, we're going against Arlong. I like the Okikus, but they seem a little bit... I guess we can keep it because we do have this Mihawk. We do have this Mihawk, right? So we can go like attack for 6, force a 2K, and just play Mihawk and Okiku. See what the opponent does. Opponent gets their own Okiku here, unfortunately. Do we need to attack for more than 6? Now I'm going to attack for 6. If they take it, they take it. Yeah, because they want to take it because they also have like all these trigger cards, right? Yeah, so they want to get all these trigger cards just as much as we do. And then here we'll go for this Mihawk into Okiku. And just have this attacker for next turn. We can also put the Okiku back to our life with our Momonosuke and give ourselves a blocker. So like next turn we can attack for 5, attack for 7, or we can attack 6 twice, have enough time to put this back into our life, and we know that we're gonna get a free unit, right? So here we can give you the Momo. Probably could have taken that, to be honest, but I'm down to just block the easy 5K. This is gonna be a card that we can just kill with Mihawk next turn. So it's always nice that the opponent just gave us a nice free card. Opponent should stop this Yamato from attacking. But I can also understand why the Okiku is a threat. Ooh. Huh. I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save this, right? So we're gonna go 4. Now the question is, do we attack with our Okiku? Or do we just develop a second one? Because I'm thinking, like, if we attack with it, we're just giving the opponent value. We have this Nami, which is going to be really nice. Honestly, I think we settle for Nami. So, sorry, we settle for the Yamato into Nami to get rid of both their cards. So I'm not even going to attack into the leader. I don't think I'm even going to attack into the leader. I'm just going to pass. I'm going to make it so that I can go Nami and get rid of both their last life and not have to deal with triggers for the rest of the game, right? We have 6, 8, so we can go for 11. Opponent's going to have multiple, and they're gonna take a card out of here too. Right? So they're gonna take a card out of here as well. Another one. Let's give them this 1k. Just force the opponent to attack into this. Okay. And then opponent's down to 4 cards. And we're just gonna go like this. And just again, take out their last cards. This is gonna require all 4 cards to be like 2k, 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 and 1k. And they don't have it, so there goes your triggers, beige, and this. We can actually threaten lethal, right? We can give 2 here and attack for 6 as well. That's gonna give them 1, 2, 3 attacks, 4 attacks. I guess if they can save, yeah, if they can save their life, they can also save their units. So I think we always go for the life. We force them to have 2k, 2ks. Okay, they gave me 2 cards there. So they need to have a 2k here as well. They have the Nami and they don't have anything else. Yeah, so I like that double sets into their life. Just to force them to have 2 2ks to be able to survive. And they didn't have it, right? They had this, and they had a Nami, which wasn't enough. Now, on the swing back, they could have definitely pushed a lot of damage, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks. We only have 3 life. And we only have a 1k counter in our hand. So they could have killed us on the swing back if this didn't work. So with that in mind, was that worth it then? Was that Nami worth it? Knowing that the opponent could have just killed us? Or do we just go for and kill their life here? Kill their board. Maybe it was always better to kill their board, knowing that we have a Momo, to bring Okiku back to our life. So he ended up working out for us here, but I don't think that was actually the right play. I think we could have just gone, clear their board, play Momo, bring this back to my life. That gives me another life, and that keeps me like super safe. Because I have a blocker plus an extra life to play with. Especially considering that we didn't have a lot of counter to be able to actually get value. So GG's. Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed those games of Yamato and our last showcase for Yamato leader, right? So over the past 3 days, we have covered Yamato. So we're probably going to move on to something else tomorrow. I'm thinking it's actually probably going to be white beer. I want to kind of test out white beer in OP06 and kind of see if the old man still has some aggression that he can put out there in the meta. So we'll see how that goes starting tomorrow. But for today, we got to see those matchups against the Perona and how much pressure that Zoro can put in on that first game, right? So kind of very similar to how we piloted the matchup against Green Uta a couple days ago, where you just drop that tank as Zoro, and it's really hard for them to deal with it, because even when they play the tank as Doffy, our Zoro can just restand itself with the first ability, and we still get 2 attacks out of the Zoro, even though we don't get the full 3. And we also still have this rush Hody Jones as well to kind of put pressure. And then those games against Arlong is kind of like a trigger war, right? So kind of to see who kind of gets the most triggers. We were able to find a couple of good lines there to be able to just finish up and survive. So ended up working out for us. But anyways, I hope that you enjoyed today's games. And a little bit tired, so I'm gonna take a rest after recording this. If you liked today's video, make sure to like it below and subscribe to us. We post One Piece videos every single day. Like I said, tomorrow we're gonna try out white beer in OP06. So hope you stick around to watch that. I'll see you all tomorrow.